Freaking out there. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a drill. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
Here we go, another Sunday, another show. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. Last Sunday I wasn't feeling well, and honestly I don't feel great even this Sunday. I don't know what's going to happen next Sunday. I may be dead, I don't know. Maybe I'm on vacation, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just going to get lost somewhere. A lot of things I'm going through in my life, but that's not why you tune in. Probably you don't really care, and you shouldn't. Everybody has their problems. One of the problems I was facing today, of course, technical problems. I don't know why. I cannot connect anymore my guest on audio on Skype. I could say whatever. I know I'm going to do the old-fashioned way. I'm holding right now my phone on speakerphone with my friend and guest from Michigan, Ken. Ken, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Luca.
All right, let's see how he's going to play this. It's going to be interesting because normally, we got better audio. First of all, talk a little bit, say something.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, Luca, I sent you a YouTube video of Dr. James, G-I-D-A-N-O, and the title of somebody, you can go to YouTube and everybody should go listen to what this man's saying. He's a neurosurgeon. He says your brain is the battlefield of the future. And what he's saying, if that don't scare the hell out of people, I don't know what. So.
And give me the short. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it today. But give us a little bit of short story. I mean, first of all, I know very well, at least not very well, but I've been learning a lot thanks to you also. What's going on with this technology? The governments, I say governments from around the world, not the U.S. government only, they've been using to the final goal to control humanity and their subjects in their mind to the final weapon, how to control the brain. What exactly this doctor has been saying in this video? Give us a short story, please.
That's basically what he's saying. And he brought up Cuba when they hit the diplomats down there and in China. And he said, I'm on the team that's investigating that. And then he started talking about directed energy weapons. He said, I can't talk about that. But he's saying that they want to do to all of our brains in real time. This is amazing. It's about, I think, 45 minutes. And I had to listen to it twice because I couldn't believe that they're coming right out and opening out and telling us what they're going to do to us.
So
they want to totally control everybody on this with your brain, with what they're doing. This is bad.
Can I ask you a question? This doctor is working for the government or just investigating these weapons?
No, he's working, I think, for some college. I don't know for sure, but yes, the government's funding it. And his name is Dr. James, James, Giordano. And the title of the video is Your Brain is the Battlefield of the Future. So every American should hear this to know what they got planned for us. Well, you're not going to be a free thinker anymore. They're not going to allow that. They're not going to allow it at all.
Well, I already can see that it's happening already, They already control the masses through different things, media, of course, food, drugs, social conditioning. It's already happening. But yes, technology now, it's at the level that I believe also they've already been implementing it, or at least experimenting it on limited subjects. But I understand the potential mass use of this technology to control the whole humanity. And the point is, who's really behind? Are they really humans? I start to even believe maybe the humans doing that to each other, they're just the upper management. That was my theory. I've been kind of leery to talk about that in the years. I don't want to go into things that we cannot prove. People cannot even face the reality that the private Federal Reserve is private. The Federal Reserve is private. The people don't want to believe that. When I start to talk about other beings that maybe they've been using governments to control humanity, probably the people will laugh at me. But I don't really care if people laugh at me. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to even, I don't care. I'm just trying to spread some logic, or at least some thinking, free thinking. Ken, we've been friends for years, I've been talking to you since the day of the Bundys when we met, and I treasure your friendship. Time goes by. I'm sorry we didn't have a chance to meet lately. And things going on, we try to do our best. Sometimes I know how you may feel. I feel like sometimes a little powerless, even I'm trying to do my best. This situation is so big. Sometimes I think, am I really making a difference? But no matter what, we have to try. What do you feel about what's going on right now with President Trump and what he's trying to do, if he's trying to do something? And, of course, the reality that we are facing, that we have now two classes of people. The elite, people that they have no any type of obligation to obey or follow any law. And we are now on the open. Look at the Hillary Clintons, look at the Obama, look at all these FBI upper managements. They break the law and nothing's going to happen to them. And then, of course, the rest of us, people spending 20, 30 years in jail just because they show up at a peaceful protest like, at the Bundys. What do you think really is going to happen here?
Luke, I don't know. I don't think it's going to end well because look at the one guy from the Bundys there in Nevada, the judge, Brown down there, she gave him 68 years.
Wow.
And we got one guy, I forget his name now. Man, I'm losing my memory. I'm 75. But he got there a day late and wasn't even there for the standoff, and she still gave him 15 years because he came armed with a gun. She gave him 15 years, this guy.
Wow.
So we still got people in jail down there for that. And when they set up there on the top, like Comey and all the rest of them, they committed more crimes. If me and you did that, look, they would be shooting us and giving us the death penalty.
I know.
If we did that, what the elite's done in Washington, we'd be getting a death penalty.
I agree. No, it's very true. And I'm very concerned now because it's on the open. And now we are no more under any type of resemblance or republic. But at least one thing I want to give credit to Trump, President Trump. He brought down the illusion that we are somehow any type of sort of rule of law. This is now even against himself. I mean, look what they've done to him. They're trying to impeach him at closed doors. They try to impeach him without evidence, without due process. I mean, he may have his hands tied up, or maybe he doesn't want to do because he's afraid. I don't know what's going on. Maybe just because he realized that every attorney general that he puts there is compromised too. Maybe he realized that it's just one man. I don't know. But one thing I tell you, this is evidence. If it wasn't for President Trump, we would never really found out all these lies, how the machine is set up, how the media is just a propaganda machine all the way on the open. And, of course, all this evidence of the Hillarys and the Comey and the Mueller and all this fake Russian probe and whatever investigation, we would never find out. So now, at least, American people need to realize that we are living in a false reality. It is no more. I mean, we have an elite of evil people who want to rule us, wants to now use laws to enslave us, and probably forget the laws. They will use technology that they have prepared for us. You think that this technology is just from human-based technology, or maybe there is, somebody behind? Like, for example, in my opinion, the last few years, I've been thinking, what if there was another species been living here on the planet before us, and they've been here for millennia, for thousands of years maybe, and they've been going through controlling humanity, like almost like we have an inferior race, like almost we have a bunch of cattle, using governments to control what we do and also how many we are. What is your opinion on that?
think this technology is thousands of years old. But I don't know how they got the people, average people, to do what they do, Luca. That's mind-boggling to me. But then when I listen to James, I don't know how you pronounce the name, Giordano, he comes out and tells you what they're going to do to us. He's showing you all the papers on it. And then he was talking to military people, and they wasn't even allowed to bring recorders or anything in. But obviously somebody recorded because it's out on YouTube now. I said, man, they're now telling us what they're going to do to us. And it sure ain't very nice. I mean, they're telling you you ain't going to have no control of your mind. That you can't stop them. You can't stop them. They've already got it where they can implant take your thoughts out, put theirs in, and they say they can get one. He's saying they can get one guy to go into a meeting, and he'll meeting and break up the whole meeting. What they're using on the technology they're using. I mean, it was very fun, made me mad, and it scares me.
Well, I'm very scared mostly for us. I think we're going to get stuck into this too, but not much for me, honestly. I live a good part of my life as a happy human being, even with the problems that we have as humanity, but mostly for my children, for people who are coming after us. I hope we're not going to give up and we can stop all this, because I would like to give our next generation an opportunity to live at least some resemblance of what we had, because even when things that were bad, never been perfect, but I think now never like what's happening now. I mean, just even the last 20 years, even just the last 8 years, what's happening, the new level of tyranny, the new level of arrogance and corruption, and of course, really, where you realize that there is no anymore a resemblance of rule of law. This is about selective enforcement of the laws. That means they will use the laws just to enslave us for any little thing that we can throw the book at us. Meanwhile, they can rape, they can kill, they can, treason, everything on the book, and nothing is going to happen to them. This is very serious. I believe even President Trump probably is realizing that. What do you think about President Trump? What he's really doing? You think he's part of the game? Or maybe it's just now a puppet?
Luke, I was all for President Trump. I went to 5 of his rallies, and he still draws a big crowd. But I think he got in there draining the swamp, and he's actually drowning in the swamp. He can't. Anybody puts in his cabinet because he's listening to people, they end up leaking everything out to the news before he even does it. What can he do now? And is he just saying, you know what, I can only do so much? I don't know why we should be like Hong Kong. We should have millions of people out in the streets today. But, 2 people, 10 people, 100 people really ain't going to make any difference. They laugh at that. But when they get 2 million like they do in Hong Kong coming out, they're taking notice of that.
Yeah.
And if this government would take notice too, because you know what, Luca? They haven't won this battle yet, but I think they're getting awful close.
Unfortunately, you're right. People of Hong Kong, they show us the true, when you're thirsty for freedom, you're ready to risk your life, everything, risk for, your liberty, get in prison and tortured. That's what's happening to some of them. I see the American people, they're being fed, overfed, fat and lazy. I'm sorry. I mean, not everybody, of course, but the reality is different. We think we still have in the illusion that we live in a system where we are free. We've never been free completely, of course, but for sure, now, after all the evidence that we have, it is just an illusion. Even voting is an illusion, in my humble opinion. Look, Republicans, Democrats, we know very well. They're all being controlled by the same bankers and elite. But now even a president that he may mean well, don't get me wrong, I think he maybe really try, even with his own, limitations. The guy is not a constitutionalist, we know that. He done things that I've been very vocal about, like, by edict, executive order, start to really bypass Congress and also do unconstitutional things like, the bump fire stock. And, of course, thinking that is okay to take people guns before due process. That's so wrong. And that's just the beginning. But my point is, regardless, he may have other good things. The point is, he's just a man, and if he's surrounded by a group that they're all part of the swamp, as you say, I mean, if you put all these different appointed people, they're just part of the CFR, or they're part of the old agenda, nothing he can do. He's just a guy at the end. And I don't know. I try to have hope, because I'm still alive, you're still alive. We cannot give up. I cannot give up. Not for me, but for our sons. But I tell you, I don't see a good. I don't see a good there, Ken.
Look at what I told the guy the other day. Just because you refuse to believe does not make it not true.
It's true. You're right.
And that, because most Americans has been brainwashed and mind controlled, and they don't even realize it. And they don't even, they think that what we say is crazy. Well, it ain't crazy when they come out and tell you what they're going to do. They're coming out and telling you what they're going to do. If you remember, Luke, a few years ago, I went down and bullhorned Alex Jones. You know, I always liked Alex Jones. I still like him. It's just that he wouldn't talk about the mind control. He said that the target individuals are paranoid schizophrenics. So I went down there and said to McKinney, tried to get him to bring it out. He kept moving off the subject 4 times on the show that day. I drove all the way to Texas and bullhorned him. And I don't know if you ever seen that video, but I bullhorned him.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched that.
Because he brings on some terrific gas.
No,
And then people, I know they're not compromising. Whether Alex is compromised or not, I don't know. You know, whether he is or not. But I know there's certain things he wouldn't bring out, but now he's starting to bring them all out.
I remember that.
He's getting stirred.
I watched your video, and, you know, I may start to think, you know, maybe even Alex Jones realizes that some topics, even if he believes they're true, they're going to put them really spin around, especially the media propaganda. All they need to do is find a way to make you look like a crazy, and then all the other things you try to work on may be compromised too. I don't know the story. All I know that now all these target individuals, the technology, also what they've done in the mainstream media now. Look, the Cuba embassy, U.S. Cuba embassy situation. I mean, it's the weapons, the technology is on the open. People don't want to believe it. That's fine. They're still there, as you say. It's only about now when they want to use it and against how many people they want to use it. And that's the reality. I truly believe that it's true. It's not just something that they use against your brain, but they also can start to destroy your life from different aspects. I mean, like right now, if they want to do, I mean, Alex Jones, if you think about it, is a target individual, in my opinion. Look what they've done to his business. They destroy his presence on Facebook. It's been banned. They destroy his presence and also his living, because, YouTube used to make a lot of money through YouTube. It's been completely outcast. And so on Twitter, I mean, that's how they targeted you. They started from things that they are tangible, and they want to reduce you in complete control and poverty, or at least, they destroy you first economically, and then, of course, also psychologically. What do you think about that?
Well, I think they took him, they tried to shut his money down. They thought that would work by cutting him off all the where he's making his money at, but he's still on there, because evidently his listeners support him very good, and I hope they keep supporting him. But I don't know about Alex, whether he's going to be able to hang on or not, to be honest with you. I mean, man, they're coming after him hard. So that tells me if they're coming after him that hard, he must be telling a lot of the truth that they don't want out there. That's the way I look at that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to be too harsh on him now, even when the fact that he doesn't want to touch some topics, like target individuals, because I understand they can use that against you. Even it's a very important topic, but when people are still laughing, or at least not sure about, 9/11, something that you can see, or the Federal Reserve that is private, things that you really can easily research, and all other very important things anyway that they're enslaving us. And then you start to bring, I talk about, I don't know, let's say I believe that there is a species, like a lizard species, that English guy, very famous, I forgot his name now, he's been talking for years. And I have evidence, and I can think it's true. I'm just a little guy. I can say whatever I want. At the end, people wants to laugh at me. I don't care. Maybe Alex Jones for him to bring, things like that so important that could compromise his platform and all the people he's reaching out and his message. I don't know. I don't want to judge. All I know that I see that he's truly been banned. He lost millions of dollars. When just YouTube, they shut down a channel that had billions of views. Every time, a billion, that's a lot of money that comes to you every month through the revenues for the ads. So right there, it told me that at least he's been doing something that they fear, So I don't want to be too harsh on him, but I understand what you're saying. Any other things you want to talk, Ken? I really like to hear from you once in a while. We've been so long away from each other. Any things you want to bring out?
I don't know, Luca, that I just thought this one was so good, and I'm going to read that off again if you don't mind. I hope your listeners will go to YouTube, just put in YouTube, Dr. James, Giordano, and the title of the video is Your Brain is the Battlefield of the Future.
Wow.
And actually, what this man's saying, he's showing all the papers of while he's doing it. They're coming out and opening now telling us what they're going to do.
Wow. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that tonight. Well, thank you, my friend. Listen, I appreciate your friendship, and we're going to meet again. I hope so. And meanwhile, just be in touch with me. And please, sharing this information is important. Look at this. Sometimes people, we feel powerless. We think, what can I do? Ken, 5 years ago, I met him. We met for a completely different situation. We were at the Bundys, peacefully supporting this stand for freedom against the federal overreach against this family. And then, he started to bring, this man driving all the way from Michigan with his rental car. He opens up his back of his trunk and he has all these different DVDs of different information. Some I already knew. Some they were completely new. Like for me, target individuals, I must tell you, at the beginning I said, what is he talking about? And then, my attitude is always, hey, I want to listen, give me a chance to figure it out, give me some evidence, then I do my research. And then I start to learn and say, wow. And then, even I'm a little voice, I'm just nobody. But if I can open the mind of another person, that person can open the mind to another person. That's how we win this battle at the end. That's really how it works. They try to make us feel like we are powerless because the big picture in front of us, it's huge. But we got to focus sometimes just one finger at a time, and then hopefully we can get 10 fingers, and then we can go to the next 10 hands. That's all we can do. And we try our best. That's all I can say. Ken, I'll give you the floor.
If me and you talk here today, get 5 people to go watch that video so they can see what's going on, we made a change in the world.
Well, I will share it.
And that's the only way we got to spread it. I got no other way. You got the radio station, but me, I'm just one guy, and I'm 75 now. I don't get around like I used to. And that's no excuse, because if they tell me they're in trouble, I still drive 3,000 miles to help them. And me and you both was willing to die that day because they were pointing guns at us.
I know, Ken. Do me a favor, Ken, if you can, because, I'm having strange problems with my emails and my computers, really. I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, but sometimes I get your emails, they go straight to the spam, and that's strange, because normally I always put you outside the spam. Do me a favor, send it to me again, if you can, also on Facebook, so at least I can share it on Facebook, if you don't mind.
Luke, I don't even know how to get on my Facebook. I got accounts, and then I try to retrieve the password or the username, and they tell me I can't do it. So I haven't been on Facebook now in about 6 or 7 months.
Strange, because I got somebody from Facebook that has been liking your name, liking my post. I wonder who is he. That's interesting. I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah, no, they told me once I got hacked.
Yeah.
So I don't even know, because I don't go on Facebook.
Well,
my wife's got Facebook, but I don't go on it.
I'm glad I asked you, and that freaked me out a little bit, because I got some of your PM on Facebook. I'm going to find out now. I'm going to go through a little research, and also I got some likes from you on Facebook. So somebody probably hacked your Facebook account and is impersonating you. That's kind of freaky, and I wonder why. What is the reason here? Wow.
How long has it been since you got likes and stuff from me, Luca?
Well, I'm going to check right now. I don't want to be inaccurate, but I tell you, I know for sure there are some posts from you that you comment or you did like some of my posts not that long ago. So that's interesting. I'm going to figure it out exactly when. I'll let you know.
I know I haven't been on in about 6 months. So.
And that's probably much, that's not that more than a month ago I got some of it from you. So somebody might...
No, I ain't been on Facebook.
Wow, I'm glad I asked today. That's very interesting. Then do me a favor, send it to me again on your email if you don't mind, through the email. I'm going to check it out right now as I finish the call, okay? I'll reply to you.
You know what, Luca, what I'll do, I'll send it to, I got 2 email addresses on you, so I'll send it to both of them about 3 times, so it's right in order.
Okay, all right. All right, Ken, listen, my best to you, your lady, okay?
Okay, Luca, thank you. Luca, have a blessed day.
Thank you, my friend, thank you. All right, that was Ken Rhoades from Michigan. I don't know. Sometimes the big picture is scary. And as I said, I'm here, I'm tired, I'm sick. This cold or whatever it is doesn't go away. I see other people having it too. Doesn't make me feel better, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, sometimes it's just a lot. I don't know what to tell you. It's like a nightmare sometimes. I don't know about you guys. And by the way, I see still in the sky all these airplanes spraying back and forth. I'm not saying that every time they spray we're going to get sick, but I got news for you. I noticed that it's pretty much consistent, the new viruses that they're bringing out. We have evidence, all the declassified documents, how many times they've been testing, the government been testing on civilians without their consent, viruses, radioactive material. Just Google it. It's out there, all the classifieds. We know now very well that the chemtrails or geoengineering, with the excuse to save the planet from global warming, it's all been documented and official since January 2019. But my point now is, all these new diseases, new colds, type of viruses, and then of course try to put the fear into you so you can get your free shots, flu shots at the next grocery store because they love you so much. They're going to give you free stuff, the free flu shots. They're not going to give you free apples. They're not going to give you free, vitamins, but they're going to give you flu shots. That we know very well now what type of complication, what type of side effects, what type of also ingredients, completely terrible stuff. And the latest news we talked a couple of weeks ago, the human genome found by the Italian lab in the vaccines, the flu vaccines, that they completely have now a sequence of a human with cancer. Think about it. And then if you connect all this to the deaths of all these doctors, alternative medicine doctors, that they were studying what is the connection between vaccine and cancer. More than 120, I guess, died the last couple of years. And all this pressure from big pharma trying to buy out lobbying politicians to make this mandatory. And many other countries already is mandatory. Look Italy, look Europe, look California. It's getting mandatory everywhere. Why they want something so, controversial at least? Something that's supposed to be your right as human being to decide what you can put in your body, make it mandatory. I don't think it's just money, economical gain, and corruption. I think the final goal for the real end gamers, it is also about an agenda to control and call the population. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Do not go away. Little break.
Are you ready to get lost in lust? Immerse yourself in a thunderstorm of emotions and passion. Order John luca-zanna's new book, Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic visions and love poems with forbidden erotic Italian phrases. Perfectly Crazy by John luca-zanna. Available all over the world at Amazon.com and www.zanna.us.
Here we are back. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104, I don't know. I'm completely forgetting everything. 1340 AM, 104.1 FM, my brain is fuming. Well, I think it's the day, it is the day, October the 27th. I've been thinking. 6 years, pretty much by the day, I think I need to do other things. I can't keep doing this till I die, or maybe till, the radio show on the air can go, But it's not even about the radio itself. I love K-Talks, by the way. Steve Rubin has been nothing but a great man to really believe in the concept of freedom of speech since the beginning. Never even asked me, what do you do, Luca, today? Never. I don't even know. I know we have a lot of things in common as a freedom belief. We believe in Second Amendment, individual rights. But the point is, this man never even really bothered to ask me, what do you talk today about it? Forget about questioning. So it's really amazing experience I had. And I really think it's a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. I've been on the air for 6 years. I started with Dave Ace, late Dave Ace, the man who gave me this opportunity to be on the commercial radio. When my English, don't get me wrong, is not great now, but 6 years ago was even worse. And today I'm at this point to say, do I really want to do it? Do I make a difference? I may do, maybe. As I said, every time, if I can get a new person that I can, I don't even want to open your eyes. I want just to let you think with your brain. That's all I'm trying to do here. You may have your eyes already open for other things, but I just want to be sure that you don't follow the propaganda by anybody. That's my only goal. You don't even need to agree with me. I just say, please, use your brain, but have a brain. So the point is, I'm 6 years after my beginning. My life, changed. Other things I've been doing, challenges, family, kids. Beautiful things, don't get me wrong. A lot of responsibilities. And I'm trying always to find out a little bit of space for me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to Iraq. This is not like, oh my gosh, look, you make it sound like you're going to, I don't know, a mining job. No, this is not a job, by the way, guys. This is for me like a mission, like an act of love. And if you think about it, it's not really even much compared to other things I do or I've been doing, such of a dramatic effort. Because after all, just an hour talking to you, sharing my opinions, sharing my idea. Of course, a little bit more than an hour because after all I do researches and then editing and all these things. So, but emotionally, I tell you, it really brings me. The show is kind of grabbed me inside. Even I'm trying to just look at this as news sometimes, but it's really, for me, it's real. This is not just some sort of I'm reading the news, I'm trying to entertain you. No, this is for me, every Sunday I go through a realization that we are completely, humanity, not just America, humanity is under attack. And the plan is not by accident. This is a very well planned, synchronized effort to enslave and kill humanity. I know. The New World Order, the global government, it is just a big word. But then it also, comes down to all the different little things they do in a local, state, county level. Things that they are beyond sometimes imaginable right now. And my point I'm trying to make here is it worth it for me to be here every Sunday? Should I do other things? Maybe I came today to this conclusion. Maybe I should do other things. Because I know in the next few weeks or months, I may do other things. I already have pretty much planned. Doesn't mean that there are things more important than this. I mean, this is for me a very important hour. This is probably the moment that I really try to use my humanity to reach other people like minded around the world and try to find a way to share information, educate each other, learn from each other, more important, ready to stand together. So this is very important. Don't get me wrong. This is very important. Now, my only problem is, am I going to have the time? I'm going to be able to still do this. I may start traveling. I decided I want to start to travel. I've been traveling for a long time. Don't get me wrong. I hate to really travel on the airplane. You know my position about going on through the TSA, sex offenders. I hate that idea. I hate the idea to be submitted myself into, X-ray machine and get all this radiation every time when I know that the southern border is wide open. And of course, the Democrats in Congress, they are more concerned about securing 280 miles of the borders with Syria, but we cannot fund the regular border basic concept border wall between us and the rest of the world in southern part. I mean, in Jordan, Democrats found a 287-mile wall in 2018 in Jordan, some parts in the Middle East. But they refused to put a wall between us and our southern border. Is there something? Why should we fund a border for another country? Why? So I don't know. I'm getting mad every time I read this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to face reality. At the same time, I don't know if I have the time to keep repeating this myself every Sunday. I could use this time to make music now, to write music. I really like that. It kind of relaxes me. It brings me almost like in another world for a moment. And maybe I should continue to communicate with my listeners, my friends, through my songs. Maybe that's what I should do. I don't think that, 1 hour like that is going to save the world. Same time, I just say maybe I need to save my life because I'm going crazy here. And I want to spend more time with my family, I must admit it. Sunday, for me, I would like to spend more time for my family. So I don't want to be completely dramatic. I don't want to do anything completely final. I will talk with Mr. Steve Rubin. Steve, are you listening? Probably. I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to ask for 2 weeks. If he can give me 2 weeks to think about it. Let's see how I feel. And maybe he can find somebody better. I'm not here I don't have the desire or the maniac or, this sort of, I want to become a radio guy or I want to become, the next radio talk guy. That's not my goal in life. I have other things I love to do. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. It's beautiful. It's almost humbling for me to have this opportunity. But at the same time, it wasn't my mission in life. This is not my job, guys. I don't even get paid and I do it because I love you really and I love, more important, our present and our future for our next generation. That's why I'm doing this. I hope with this microphone I can reach out maybe a few more people. And in this way we can wake up humanity, to fight against this tyranny. That's my only goal. That's it. Couldn't care less. I would like to stay in bed today, honestly. So, what we talk about here today? I can talk to you about news. I can talk to you more about how I feel. I can talk to you about chemtrails. I can talk to you about vaccine. All these terrible things that they put in these vaccines. By the way, do you know that in some vaccines, just to let you know, because you may like vaccines, that's fine. That's fine. If you like vaccines, that's your story. Just don't push it on me or on my kids. That's all I ask. Okay? That's like the bottom line. If you like vaccines, take 2. 1 for me and get 1 for you. If you believe that vaccine is going to protect you, why do you want me being vaccinated? Or my kids? But there is an element. It's called MRC5. It's the name of a 14-week-old aborted baby boy. That is the ingredient. It is pretty much the ingredient, one of the ingredients in the vaccines. So, ask, next time you see this number or this code, MRC5, in your vaccines, think about there is a little bit of a cell of an aborted baby. Hope you enjoy it. No, I refuse to take any vaccines, okay? Unless I'm going to some, country like they demand vaccines because maybe you need like malaria or things like that. That's another story. But, I'm not going to take vaccines, especially flu shots. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I can tell you more about vaccines, but how many times I can tell you about the danger of vaccines? Every Sunday. How many times I can tell you, about transgenderism. It's a disease, but it's not a disease. It's a mental disease. It's something that it was created by the globalists to stop this population. It's a way to call the population. If you now have a new species that's going to be asexual, guess what? That's their goal. They want to reduce the population. So I can tell you about the mom that is trying to force this little child, 7-year-old boy, into a girl with a chemical final castration. Think about this mother that is not even the real mother, is not the natural mother. I mean, you cannot give a tattoo to your child if he's under 18. You go to jail. But you tell me that is okay at 7, just because you've been brainwashing him, now to chemically castrate that poor little boy into a girl forever. This is a crime. The fact that we are even there fighting it. I could talk to you about all the people out there that still don't believe in chemtrails after the government in 2019 finally opened their mouth. Project Cloverleaf, In 1950, the CIA sprayed chemicals on unknown citizen in St. Louis, Missouri, as a testing ground. That's on the record, the classified document. Project Cloverleaf later became the U.S. Navy VTRPE program, which consisted of spraying chemicals through aerosol-loaded planes in order to create 3D images of battlefields. The spraying caused veils over the sky, known also as Tesla domes. DARPA got involved, and the project quickly spun out of control. There are various chemicals in chemtrails, mostly barium and aluminum. Several chemicals in chemtrails are biological in nature and affect human health, particularly affecting the body immune system. You wonder why we're getting sick over and over? We don't understand why. And then they say, you need to get your vaccines. That's probably a side effect of that. The Tesla domes are necessary for scalar weaponry to work. Scalar weapon is extremely complicated using of energetics to control the weather. And keep going. They can manipulate the weather, they can manipulate the people. Okay? Food. Water means life. Okay? What can I tell you? More? The University of Arizona is we paid, it's our money, $2 million to Chinese Communist Party for propaganda center on campus. Then you tell me why our tax dollar on property taxes should be, really make you furious for many reasons. What can I tell you? What's going to happen the next elections if we have now I don't care which Democrats is going to be there. All of them, they told us out loud. They want to take your guns. They want to raise your property taxes, every taxes, not just the property, every taxes. They want to put carbon tax, like the time of the Pope. If you want to go to heaven, you need to pay the Pope. Now, if you want to save the planet, you got to pay the government. You want to go with that? You want me to talk about Assange, like he's dying in jail without due process? In this English-British, dungeon. This is not more even about process with jail and time. No, this is like dying. He went to this opening of his trial, dragged up completely. Can't even talk. Do you understand? You may not care about him. You maybe think your life is just all beautiful and fancy, and you don't want to be disturbed by what's happening to this man on the other side of the ocean. But guess what? They can do that to him, they can do it to anybody. And not just the British government. The U.S. government, they've been doing it almost at the same level to our people here. Think about the Bundy's trial. People with no previous, criminal record, 2 years, sitting in isolation. Okay? I'm going to tell you about Italy, how it's messed up, and Europe with these open borders. Especially after the last elections, Italy, and the sellout of the movement of 5 stars, now completely back to being complete, 100% communist controlled. I'm going to tell you about Truvia, the sweetener. It's supposed to be Truvia, sound like almost healthy stuff. It's a powerful pesticide. Scientists shocked as the fruit flies die in less than a week from eating GMO-derived, Truvia. What can I tell you? I don't even want to talk anymore about California. I'm tired. If you still live in California after all the things this government is doing to you, 2 things. One, you must like the pain. You're kind of in BDSM or sadomasochist probably. You love to be sodomized. You like to be raping your wallet in your freedom. I'm sorry. I understand you have probably house upside down. I understand you may have still to collect your pension, whatever you want. But you know what? There is no excuse. I left Italy. And I was able to make it here. And then, of course, when I landed in California, I realized that it was like Italy. I ran fast as I could. But my point is, there is no reason to die there. Get out of there, my friends. Sometimes it's reality to understand when it's time to regroup. All I can say, California eliminates single-family zoning. This is part of Agenda 21 or 2030. They want to leave you in all these, conglomerates, this pack, like a rat house, this flat, all condensed in big cities. What can I say? So I'm tired. I can keep repeating this over and over. Maybe I should start to talk about serenades. Maybe I should start to talk back to about recipes. Maybe I should talk about, I don't know, music. Maybe. That's why I want to take officially. I'm going to ask to Steve Rubin. This is the show. I'm going to put it on hold for a couple of weeks. Or maybe he can find somebody better than me. I'm sure there are many people better than me. Or maybe he can replay, of course, a couple of my shows. Maybe I'm going to find something new because I can't keep doing this. Or maybe I want your input. Maybe say, you know what, Luca, it's time to go. And I say, okay, thank you very much for the final hint. Maybe that's the right thing. Okay, and it's been a pleasure, guys. But I'll let the dice go. This is officially, for now, my last show. I'm going to take 2 weeks off. And from there, I want to know your feedback. And maybe I'm going to find some new ideas. Maybe I'm going to try to put some new life into the show. As I said, I can't keep doing this every Sunday. Don't get me wrong. It's important. I talk about this no matter what. I lived through this. I'm not going to be in denial. Be clear. I lived through this. But maybe Sunday this hour, I need to start to focus on things that, like taking care of my kids. Maybe they're more important. I'm doing this for my kids too, though. This is sad because, why I'm doing this? Because I hope even my little effort could eventually delay, or I don't want to delay. I want to win this battle against the New World Order. All I hope that other people like me do their part, do a little bit. You don't even need to have a radio show. You don't even need to have anything. Just get a YouTube and start to talk and bring evidence and try to wake up your fellow Americans and people from around the world. This is not just about Americans anymore. Another article, transgender cyclist Rachel McKinnon sprints away with 200 meters gold medal. I mean, are you serious? Seriously, I don't care if you want to be transgender, trisgender, binary, trinary, gender fluid, whatever you want. I couldn't care less. But the fact that you, little piece of filth, that probably you couldn't even win, you're such a loser. You can win among your own gender, in this case man. So you had to resort to put yourself now in a category that is for another sex. The fact that you still are a man, I don't care if they chop your penis or not, you still have a man, you still have testosterone level that you should not be allowed as a woman. So that's the point. It's very sad. You know what is sad? Not only that they let them go through this, the organizers, but people should revolt. The participants should say, screw that. By the way, cyclist is not even that bad because people don't get hurt. But there was another case with a transgender participant who won and beat the crap out of the other, fighter, a woman, and he smashed her skull. Think about it. I mean, why now? I'm going to put a wig and I'm going to go into, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. And I want to participate in the next boxing match or wrestling match or whatever. Mixed martial arts match. I'm 230 pounds woman with a red wig. And if you don't let me go through this, you against my civil rights. You a bigot. And probably you want to discriminate me. Are you kidding me? Seriously. This is like 2020. We are like in 2020. Looks like a horror movie from you can't believe it. This stuff like Idiocracy. Okay? I can't believe we live in this crap. So, I don't know. This is like strange, crazy world. Then, of course, you have some good articles. Wine kills germs that cause sore throats and dental plaque. Says awesome study. I like that. I'm going to get some wine today. And there are so much. So you know what? I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to put everything on hold. I'm going to probably get a bottle of wine. Just say, relax, play some music, play with my kids. Just take a break. And I wish the best. I wish the best for all of us, for all of you, for me too, of course. At the same time, I want you to do your part. Wherever you are, wherever you are, if you understand, if you've been listening to me all these years, you understand that what we are facing here, it's in the big picture, it's a very scary picture. Even these stupid little things like, they're not stupid, by the way. The fact that they allow transgender to compete in females competition, this is part of the plan. Another one, clapping ban from Oxford because it's too triggering, replaced now with jazz hands. This is serious. I can't believe it. I thought it was a joke. University in Oxford, they are banning clapping because it's too triggering. This is the new humanity the globalists have social engineered for the next generations. Some sort of an hybrid of downgraded subhuman, slave, emaciated, asexual, no free thinking, and loving their masters. And I refuse to comply with that, and I refuse to give up on that. My goal is to reach out there, people, till I die, that I can wake them up. Probably now, my next mission is going to be to do it through the music. Maybe I need to go to the new media. The radio is great, I love it. But maybe in music I can find a way to reach out and to try to get into, especially the youth. My job is to try to go into the youth, like they've been doing successfully, these globalists, through the school system, social engineering, media, Hollywood, of course. I want to go to the music, especially the dance music, and trying to wake up our fellow humans. Give them a chance to think with their brain. That's it. It's not about politics. It's not about left or right. It's about freedom or tyranny. This is about you have rights or you're just a subject. That's it. That's all it is about. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. I want to thank all of you, your listeners, friends, and enemies. I want to thank, of course, the owner of the station, allowing me all these years to be on. I want to thanks also my family, supporting me and taking the time and, their time from their lives, because I've been here doing this for 6 years no stop. Hope to talk to you maybe in a couple of weeks. If I don't, I love you. And thank you for listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Today is October the 27th, 2019.
a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Luca-Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Luca-Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.